Welcome to the Bible Quiz and Trivia channel. Today, we're testing your knowledge with 30 tough questions from the Book of Numbers, one of the most intriguing books of the Bible. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video to support our content. After the quiz, share your score in the comments. We love seeing how well you do. Are you ready? Let's get started. Question 1. What is the primary purpose of the census conducted in the Book of Numbers? A. To distribute military roles. B. To prepare for the division of the Promised Land. C. To count the number of livestock. D. To organize the taxation system. Answer B. To prepare for the division of the Promised Land. The primary purpose of the census in the Book of Numbers, as mentioned in Numbers 1-3, was to account for all the men able to serve in Israel's army, which was also essential for planning the division of the Promised Land among the tribes. Question 2. How many tribes were surveyed in the first census of Israelites, and which tribe was not included? A. 13, Ephraim. B. 12, Levi. C. 11, Benjamin. D. 10, Joseph. Answer B. 12, Levi. In the first census, all tribes were included except for the tribe of Levi. God commanded Moses not to count the Levites among the military since they were assigned to serve and guard the tabernacle. This is specified in Numbers 1:47-49. Question 3. In Numbers chapter 3, what specific duty is assigned to the Kohathites? A. To maintain the outer courtyard. B. To carry the tabernacle and its most holy things. C. To offer sacrifices. D. To lead worship songs. Answer B. To carry the tabernacle and its most holy things. Numbers 3:31 assigns the Kohathites the duty of carrying the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used in the service, and the curtain, which were the most sacred items of the tabernacle. Question 4. What was the test for a woman suspected of infidelity called? A. The test of water. B. The ordeal of the cursed water. C. The ordeal of jealousy. D. The test of fidelity. Answer C. The ordeal of jealousy. The test for a woman suspected of infidelity is called the ordeal of jealousy, as described in Numbers 5:11-31. This involved the suspected woman drinking a mixture of holy water, dust from the tabernacle floor, and ink used to write curses, which would prove her innocence or guilt. Question 5. How was the land to be allocated among the Israelite tribes as described in Numbers? A. Equally among all tribes. B. By drawing lots. C. Based on the population size of each tribe. D. By the decision of the high priest. Answer B. By drawing lots. Numbers 26:55-56 specifies that the land was to be allocated by drawing lots. This method ensured that the distribution was directed by God, allowing each tribe an equal opportunity to receive both desirable and less desirable lands. Question 6. What unique vow is discussed in detail in Numbers chapter 6? A. The vow of silence. B. The vow of the warrior. C. The vow of the Nazarite. D. The vow of the priest. Answer C. The vow of the Nazarite. Numbers chapter 6 details the Nazarite vow, a commitment made by individuals to set themselves apart for God. During this time, they abstained from alcohol, did not cut their hair, and avoided contact with dead bodies. Question 7. Who rebelled against Moses' leadership, claiming that the community was equally holy? A. Aaron and Miriam. B. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. C. Joshua and Caleb. D. Eleazar and Ithamar. Answer B. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram led a rebellion against Moses and Aaron in Numbers 16, arguing that all the community was holy and questioning why Moses and Aaron raised themselves above the assembly of the Lord. Question 8. What consequence did the spies face for bringing back a bad report of the Promised Land? A. They were exiled. B. They were struck by a plague. C. They died by a lightning strike. D. They were forbidden to enter the land. Answer B. They were struck by a plague. In Numbers 14:36-37, the spies who brought back a bad report of the Promised Land died by a plague before the Lord as a direct consequence of their disbelief and the discouragement they spread among the Israelites. Question 9. What was the punishment for the Israelite who blasphemed God and cursed in Leviticus 24? A. Exclusion from camp. B. Stoning to death. C. Flogging. D. Forced fasting. Answer B. Stoning to death. The man who blasphemed God and cursed in Leviticus 24:14-23 was sentenced to stoning, as instructed by God. This severe punishment underscored the sanctity of God's name among the Israelites. Question 10. How does God instruct the Israelites to cleanse the camp in Numbers 5? A. By offering sacrifices. B. By washing their clothes and bodies. C. By removing unclean persons. D. By a ritual dance. Answer C. By removing unclean persons. In Numbers 5-14, God instructs that anyone unclean, whether due to a skin disease, a discharge, or because they have touched a corpse, must be sent outside the camp. This was to maintain the holiness of the camp where God dwelt among them. Question 11. What was the specific offering Eleazar the priest made with the red heifer's ashes? A. A peace offering. B. A sin offering. C. A purification offering. D. A burnt offering. Answer C. A purification offering. The ashes of the red heifer, as described in Numbers 19, were used to create water for purification, helping to cleanse people and things that had become ritually unclean, particularly through contact with death. Question 12. Which two daughters of Zelophehad appealed for inheritance rights? A. Milcah and Noah. B. Hoglah and Milcah. C. Mahlah and Tirzah. D. Tirzah and Hoglah. Answer D. Tirzah and Hoglah. Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, the daughters of Zelophehad, appealed for inheritance rights in Numbers 27-111, leading to a change in the laws regarding inheritance to include daughters if no sons were present. Question 13. What unusual method did Balaam's donkey use to communicate with him? A. It rolled in the dust. B. It shook its head. C. It spoke. D. It refused to move. Answer C. It spoke. In a miraculous event in Numbers 22:28-30, Balaam's donkey was given the ability to speak to rebuke Balaam for his harsh treatment, highlighting the animal's awareness of an angel blocking their path, which Balaam himself could not initially see. Question 14. What happened to Korah and his followers after their rebellion against Moses? A. They were imprisoned. B. The earth opened up and swallowed them. C. They were sent away from the Israelites. D. They were forgiven after repentance. Answer B. The earth opened up and swallowed them. Numbers 16:32 describes how the earth opened its mouth and swallowed Korah, Dathan, and Abiram along with their households and all their possessions, as a divine judgment for their rebellion against Moses and Aaron. Question 15. How many years did the Israelites wander in the wilderness according to the book of Numbers? 30 years. B. 40 years. C. 50 years. D. 25 years. Answer B. 40 years. The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, as stated in Numbers 14:33-34. This period of wandering was a consequence of their disobedience and lack of faith after the report of the spies, during which time the generation that had rebelled against God would die out before entering the promised land. Question 16. What was Aaron's rod's unique sign that confirmed his priestly authority? A. It turned into a snake. B. It produced almonds. C. It glowed in the dark. D. It parted the Red Sea. Answer B. It produced almonds. Aaron's rod budded, blossomed, and produced almonds overnight as a sign to silence all murmurs against his authority by confirming his divine appointment. This event is detailed in Numbers 17-8, emphasizing God's choice of Aaron and his family for priestly duties. Question 17. How did the Israelites know when to break camp and when to set up camp during their travels? A. By following a cloud. B. When a trumpet sounded. C. Moses would have a vision. D. The priests would decide. Answer A. By following a cloud. According to Numbers 9:15-23, a cloud covering the tabernacle signified when the Israelites should stay put, and when the cloud lifted, they would break camp. This method ensured that their movements were guided directly by God. Question 18. What was the water of bitterness that tested a woman's fidelity? A. Holy water. B. Water mixed with ashes. C. Water mixed with ground ink and dust. D. Water from the Jordan River. Answer C. Water mixed with ground ink and dust. The water of bitterness in Numbers 5:11-31 was used in the test of a wife suspected of adultery. This mixture included holy water and dust from the floor of the tabernacle, along with ink used to write the curses, which would cause her physical effects if she were guilty. Question 19. What did the Israelites build to cure snake bites as instructed by God? A. A bronze snake. B. A golden calf. C. A silver bird. D. A wooden serpent. Answer A. A bronze snake. To cure those bitten by fiery serpents, God instructed Moses to make a serpent of bronze and set it on a pole. Anyone who was bitten could look at it and be healed. This is detailed in Numbers 21-8-9, symbolizing God's provision and salvation. Question 20. Who succeeded Moses as the leader of the Israelites as indicated in Numbers? A. Aaron. B. Joshua. C. Caleb. D. Eliezer. Answer B. Joshua. Joshua, the son of Nun, was appointed by God to succeed Moses as the leader of the Israelites, as mentioned in Numbers 27:18-23. Moses laid hands on him, endowing him with some of his authority to lead the people into the promised land. Question 21. What are the specific blessings given in the priestly blessing? Numbers 6:24-26. A. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. B. The Lord guides you and protects you. The Lord grant you strength and wisdom. The Lord fulfill all your needs and desires. C. The Lord hear your prayers and forgive your sins. The Lord leads you to prosperity and health. The Lord grant you a long life and happiness. D. The Lord create pathways for you. The Lord enlighten your decisions. The Lord establish your footsteps and support you. Answer. A. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. The priestly blessing, has recorded in Numbers 6:24-26, encompasses protection, grace, and peace from God, reflecting his continual care and love for his people. Question 22. What unusual battle tactic did the Israelites use in their first battle after receiving the law? A. They fought only at night. B. They used the Ark of the Covenant in front. C. They surrounded the enemy. D. They marched silently around the enemy. Answer B. They used the Ark of the Covenant in front. In their first battle against the Amalekites, as described in Numbers, the Israelites used the Ark of the Covenant as a spiritual symbol leading them, reinforcing that their strength and victory came from God's presence and power. Question 23. What role did the tribe of Levi play among the Israelites during their wilderness journey? A. They served as the judges. B. They maintained the warriors' weapons. C. They were the priests and caretakers of the tabernacle. D. They acted as the scribes and teachers. Answer C. They were the priests and caretakers of the tabernacle. The Levites were set apart to handle all duties related to the tabernacle and its service, including transporting it and performing rituals, as specified throughout the book of Numbers. Question 24. How was the tribe of Levi different in their inheritance compared to the other tribes? A. They received no land but cities to live in. B. They received double the land. C. They were given the most fertile land. D. They were not given any inheritance. Answer. A. They received no land but cities to live in. The Levites did not receive a share of the land like the other tribes, but were given specific cities and surrounding pasturelands to live in and maintain their livestock, as God was their inheritance. Numbers 35-18. Question 25. What were the cities of refuge, and what purpose did they serve? A. Places for economic trade. B. Sanctuaries for those accused of manslaughter. C. Religious centers for festivals. D. Military strongholds. Answer. B. Sanctuaries for those accused of manslaughter. Cities of refuge were established to provide asylum for individuals who committed manslaughter unintentionally, allowing them protection from the avenger of blood until a fair trial could be conducted, as ordained in Numbers 35:11-28. Question 26. What was the significance of the offerings made during the dedication of the altar? A. To celebrate military victories. B. To mark the end of the wilderness journey. C. To cleanse and consecrate the altar for service. D. To officially appoint the tribal leaders. Answer C. To cleanse and consecrate the altar for service. The offerings made during the dedication of the altar in Numbers 7 were meant to consecrate it, setting it apart as holy for God's service, symbolizing the tribe's devotion and commitment to worship. Question 27. How did Moses handle the complaint about the lack of variety in the diet in the wilderness? A. He ignored the complaints. B. He prayed, and God sent manna. C. He prayed, and God sent quails. D. He instructed the people to plant crops. Answer. C. He prayed, and God sent quails. Faced with complaints about the lack of meat, Moses prayed to God, who responded by sending quails to satisfy the people's craving, as detailed in Numbers 11:31-32. Question 28. What sin did Moses commit at Meribah that prevented him from entering the Promised Land? A. He struck the rock instead of speaking to it. B. He doubted God's power. C. He allowed idol worship. D. He cursed the people. Answer. A. He struck the rock instead of speaking to it. At Meribah, Moses disobeyed God's instruction to speak to the rock to bring forth water. Instead, he struck it twice with his staff. This act of disobedience is highlighted in Numbers 20:11-12 as the reason he was barred from entering the Promised Land. Question 29. Describe the sequence of events that led to Moses striking the rock at Kadesh. A. The people complained of thirst. Greater than Moses prayed. Greater than God commanded to strike the rock. Greater than Moses struck the rock. B. The people rebelled. Greater than Moses prayed. Greater than God commanded to speak to the rock. Greater than Moses struck the rock. C. The people complained of hunger. Greater than Moses prayed. Greater than God commanded to gather manna. Greater than Moses struck the rock. D. Moses acted out of anger. Greater than he struck the rock without God's command. Answer. B. The people rebelled. Greater than Moses prayed. Greater than God commanded to speak to the rock. Greater than Moses struck the rock. At Kadesh, in response to the people's rebellion over the lack of water, Moses sought God's guidance. God instructed him to speak to the rock to bring forth water, but Moses, frustrated and angry, struck the rock instead, leading to his punishment. Numbers 20:8-12. Question 30. How did the final chapters of Numbers set the stage for entering the Promised Land? A. By outlining new laws. B. By describing the land's division among the tribes. C. By recounting the journey from Egypt. D. By listing the genealogies of the tribes. Answer. B. By describing the land's division among the tribes. The final chapters of Numbers, particularly chapters 33-36, detail the stages of Israel's journey and the instructions for dividing the Promised Land among the tribes, setting the stage for the next phase of their journey as they prepare to enter the land under Joshua's leadership.